Zambia is hoping to get a loan bailout from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) after becoming the first African nation to default on debt since the COVID-19 pandemic started. But analysts say an IMF loan is unlikely until after the August elections. The administration of President Edgar Lungu has accumulated massive debts in recent years, much of it for large-scale infrastructure projects. In spite of this, the IMF is hesitant and would not grant Zambia's request, suspecting that the funds will be frivolously spent on the coming elections. Before the coronavirus outbreak, Zambia's debt had already reached dangerous levels, with Zambian and international economists warning that Zambia had borrowed more than it could afford to pay back. The pandemic triggered a worldwide slump in the demand for raw materials, slashing Zambia's resources revenues last year, particularly from copper, which is the country's biggest foreign exchange earner, just as oil is to Nigeria. Zambia, with a population of about 18 million people, is enduring that strain with a huge 40% of its revenue being used to service its huge financial loan, dragging its economy like a millstone in the sea of multi-billion dollars debt owed to China and other foreign lenders. According to a statement from the country's Debt Management Strategy Office, it owed about $12 billion to external debt. This is money owed to foreign lenders, which could be other governments, commercial banks, international financial institutions such as the World Bank and IMF. In January 2021, Zambia became the first African country to default after the COVID-19 pandemic, essentially failing to pay installments on bonds issued by the government, which are held by banks. Why is this bad for Zambia? And how is it impacting the rest of the continent? Back in 2017, the IMF asserted that Zambia was in high risk of debt distress. The country has been borrowing since 2012. Some of this debt is owed to external Eurobonds holders, but a major part is owned by China. Zambia's debt problems forces the government to pay high interest on the debt. Also, Zambia's currency, the kwacha, has declined in value against the US dollars, which makes it more expensive to pay the debt, which is in US dollars. This means less money goes into developing activities like education, agriculture, and health. Less money in these areas has a long-term impact on the Zambian people. In an interview with DW, international business consultant Trevor Simumba, who has written widely on Zambia's debt crisis, also believes the IMF will be reluctant to agree to a full program of support before elections.
Can the IMF come in and save Zambia? Is that something that you think will benefit the economy? And does Zambia have any other options?
I think, first of all, we need to accept one fact. It is not the IMF's job to save Zambia. Let's be very clear about that. And I think it's very unfair to ascribe the IMF that's Messiah tag. What the IMF can do, and that's why it's important for Zambia to engage with the IMF, and that is why even the minister wants to engage with the IMF. What the IMF does, it provides credibility to your policy, your plan of recovery, number one. Secondly, it engenders confidence amongst the other lenders that, look, if the IMF has endorsed this program and the IMF is involved, it means that it's a credible program and it's something that they can then listen to you and say, okay, you know what? We understand you are facing this situation, these problems. We can see you've got a plan and we are willing to restructure, reprofile or renegotiate the debt.
But the IMF may agree to emergency aid to soften the economic impact of COVID-19 on the condition that this flows to the underfunded health and education sectors. The government had previously asked for a debt relief, asking its creditors to suspend its debt for about 6 months. Zambia's finance industry said the request was granted by China Development Bank on the 22nd of September 2020. The government equally asked its bondholders to do the same on 3 of its euro bonds worth about $3 billion. According to sources, one of the issues bondholders have with Zambia is over the conditions and its true nature of debt with China and Chinese banks. This makes the condition for that 6-month extension tricky. What happens when a country defaults? Well, this is a bit complicated. When a country can't pay its debt, it's not the same as when an individual or company can't pay its debt. But since a government is sovereign, meaning it controls its own affairs, it cannot be forced to pay back its debt. However, governments may face severe pressure from lending countries, which includes being excluded from further loan by the creditors and possible repossession of their overseas assets, and this gives the country a really bad reputation going forward.
Hi, thanks for watching this video. If you'd love to see other amazing stories like this one or the ones in the description link below, click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. For further information, you could send us an email at thepigstory@gmail.com, or you could visit our website at www.thepigstory.com. Follow us on all our social media platforms at The Pig Story.